Hey guys, it's Coach Shakti and I am coming at you live to do a video on calf stretching. And I have a good friend of mine who's currently training for a marathon and she semi-injured her calf, and so I was kind of walking her into healing the calf and working with the calf, and I realized that what I believe about calf injuries is not common knowledge, and what I've learned as a therapist and working with people with a number of injuries like plantar fasciitis, carpal tunnel, shin splints, runner's knee, etc., is that a lot of what they're being told in a physical therapy setting is actually not working for them. And when they ask me why is that, I say it's because it's based on old science. And if you're a physical therapist and you're watching this and you're offended by that, I will put out there that I've worked with many great physical therapists that were very much hands-on and really knew what they were doing. But I've also worked with a number of physical therapists that did not. A number of physical therapists that really believed that icing a tight muscle was an effective way of treating it, when that is contrary to what really works for tight fascia and muscles. And a lot of physical therapists that continue to believe that something like plantar fasciitis is due to weak muscles, when it tends to present in people who have overly strong muscles from doing repetitive motion, like being marathon runners. So I'm going to demystify this, and if you have a differing of opinion, I totally respect that. But this is from my experience, my education, my training, and the people that I've worked with. This is what I have found. Now, something like plantar fasciitis or something like shin splints, what is actually happening? I'm going to address shin splints specifically because this is what my friend came to me for. Your calf muscle is actually composed of a number of group of muscles, but there's two primary muscles in the back of the calf that we pay attention to. Now, I'm going to show you demo as much as possible on me. So when you flex and you notice these big bulky muscles in the back of your calf, okay? This muscle, gastrocnemius, is a superficial muscle. It has two heads, and it's the one that we notice the most when we work out and we start gaining definition. Beneath this muscle, there's a muscle called soleus, and it's a very, very strong muscle. It's a very deep muscle. It requires that the top muscle be relaxed in order to really access it effectively. And this muscle, which lies deep in the leg and is often not seen or treated effectively, is actually the cause of the pulling that's creating the shin splint in the front of the calf. So when you feel a shin splint and you feel it here, it's muscle tearing, but it's coming from this muscle that is behind this bone, so to speak, and it's pulling. Why? Because it's overly tight. And that's why we get things like shin splints. Plantar fasciitis, it's a different combination of muscles that are working, but a general understanding is that this has become so tight that it is pulling on the leg and it is creating a sort of collapse in the foot. It's also straining. That's why a lot of times plantar fasciitis people, you guys feel it here on the heel of your foot. There's pain when you step in the morning because you're tearing all that fascia that's trying to heal. So I'll probably make another video talking about plantar fasciitis. But when it comes to shin splints and plantars, same is true. There's a lot of over tightness happening here, some imbalance happening here, and then you're getting tearing, okay? So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to stretch a calf effectively. A lot of people think that they're going to come here, they're going to pull back their toes, and it's just going to be like, oh, I got a calf stretch. This is a really good calf stretch, right? This is not an effective calf stretch. This is only stretching your calf in one direction. It's only stretching in this kind of front-back motion. It's only stretching the muscles that are aligned parallel to the leg, right? That's only affecting that. So you're going to need something like, this is a yoga strap, and I don't like stretchy bands because they have give. You want something that has no give. Yoga strap is a perfect for this, or I also have a rope. This is a piece of cut rope that you can go to Home Depot and get for mad cheap. I recommend taping the ends so it doesn't fray. That's what I did. You can also use it as a jump rope, actually. But I like the rope. I often recommend doing this with shoes on, just because when you don't have shoes, it can be a little tough on the foot. But I want to demo what it looks like without a shoe so you can understand the concept. So here's my foot. It's close to the camera because I really want you to be able to see where I place this. So right in the ball of the foot, okay, you can see that, ball of the foot. actually wrap it so there's a little bit more tension around the foot. Okay, so now you have a really good grip on your foot. Okay, I'm holding these. Okay, so the first stretch you can do is you can pull back, which is that very simple calf stretch that most people know how to do. Just pull back. Okay, that's a really good stretch. I like to stretch and release, active isolated stretching. This is really effective for letting your muscles kind of let go. Okay, now you want to hit the side of the calf, so you want to hit multi-angle on the calf muscle. So you're going to hold on to this and you're going to pull to one side. Okay, what that's going to do, it's going to turn your foot and then you're going to pull back. So you're going to hold both the same length, pull on one side, doesn't matter which side you start with, so your foot turns, and then pull back. You're going to feel the stretch in a completely different part of the leg. In this case, you'll be feeling it out here. Then you're going to go back to center. You're going to pull the other way. Your foot is going to now turn in another direction and then pull back. You will now feel the stretch in a different part of the body towards the inside of the leg. Okay, come back to center. You can do pull back again, just so you can get, and do that a couple of times. Okay, but you want to make sure you're actually turning the foot, multi-directional stretching. Okay, this is really the secret to getting effective stretch in the calf. The calf is such a complex organization of muscles, and if you're not stretching in multi-directions, you're missing an opportunity to target muscles that play a huge role in something like a shin splint. Something else I recommend doing, I have my foam roller with me, is rolling the shin. Okay, so this is, it's a little bit different than a typical foam roller. It has actual PVC in the middle of it, so it makes it a lot firmer. And what I use this for is adjustments. Usually I use this for my spine. But you can also use this to roll parts of your body. So when it comes to the calf, you don't really need to apply a lot of pressure. You can kind of just sit on this like this. So you'll notice that the lateral compartment of my calf, this outer edge of the calf, is actually the part that gets the tightest on us. So you're going to lay that part. Be careful with the knee. You're not going to lay on the knee. You're going to lay below it. And then you're just going to roll like this. Just gonna roll. Any foam roller is fine. You don't need a specific foam roller. Just hold yourself up and roll the edge of that. Feels really good. Okay. Then you can do the back of the calf as well. So you can just lay it down. You can start from the ankle, okay, and then move up. Same concept, same exact concept, but you're gonna have to support yourself a little, okay? So you're gonna put this where your shin is, and then you're just gonna roll, okay? You can turn your leg and roll in multi directions, okay? This is really useful if you have super tight calves. Lay your leg, roll in multi directions. Okay, you don't need a lot of pressure. This isn't like you have to put a ton of your weight on the leg. It's just enough to get the muscle warmed up. Okay, so that's how I treat calves. If you're just hopping on, watch from the beginning. I teach you how to stretch using a rope or a yoga strap, yoga mat strap. Either way, it's fine. And this is for sitting up, obviously. You can do the same exact stretches on your back with your legs up. It doesn't really matter. The point is to have a straight leg, to isolate the ankle so that you can get that range of motion when you're pulling on the strap or the rope, and you can get an effective stretch in. I hope that this helps you guys. Thanks so much for hopping on. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below, and keep tabs on this page for more of these helpful tips and tricks dealing with the body and more health and fitness stuff in general. All right, guys, bye.